What I found at this town hall was truly shocking, and it wasn't just myself that found how shocking this was. It was also the town manager, a retired fire chief. He requested our help, and together we did a deep dive into the inner workings of this community and budget. And what we found together is going to enrage you. An entire community in desperate need of help, and they didn't even know it. What's going on, everybody? At the South Berwick Town Hall in Maine with MAA Audit. We're here before. Nothing really to report. I'm just gonna see if things are still going just as well.
First place he wants to take me is in an elevator. Isn't that strange, people? Is it out of date?
Yeah.
Other than that, you were all set. Unless you have any more questions.
Hey, how you doing? Just want to see if you guys had an updated copy of the elevator permit.
I'm not 100% sure. This is my supervisor. Oh, Jen would know about that? Okay. So if you want to go to the last door on the right, you take a right out of our office, go all the way to the last door that's on your right, and Jen Janelle can help you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Tattoo on that lady. I guess only here you get nothing better to do.
No signs. No signs at all.
Doors closed. Please do not disturb.
Hello there.
Hey, Timothy, how are you?
Good. Can I help you with?
I'm looking to figure out if I can find out where to go to pull a copy of the elevator permit.
The elevator permit? Should
Like
be,
the safety inspector. It's in the elevator, but the one that's in there is expired a couple months by, so sometimes when it's expired, you guys have the new one holding
yeah,
records.
I don't know if they sent us the new one yet. We're waiting for the state.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, look at that on the wall there, huh?
What's that?
I was just noticed I have a Constitution at my house too.
They got the Constitution in there on the wall?
Yeah.
Oh.
We had it inspected, and I know the.
Anyways, I know usually when they inspect it, it either takes them a while to get it, or you guys have it in records and haven't put it up yet. So I was just.
No. We haven't got it yet. We put it up
Okay.
as soon as we.
All right.
We put it up as soon as we get it.
Good enough. I'll check back in a couple months.
Hey, hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Hey, I got a couple guys here looking for the elevator certificate, the new one. Where is that still in transit from the state, or? Right, can we call the state and see if they can expedite where that is? I don't know where. When did we get it? When did we have it inspected? Okay, so we haven't seen it from the state then. But do we have something from the who was Pine State Elevator that inspected it?
For last year and this year's more.
Okay. Do you have the can you pull the inspection report? Do you have can you do that and bring that down to me?
Yep, give me a minute. I'm gonna have to find it in my email.
Okay, thank you. Or just send it to me by email so I can have it.
Okay.
I can show them.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, I appreciate
The
it.
state's a couple months behind, So we're gonna have to call the state and tell them, we had it inspected in March, we got the inspection report. So I have that, you can see, but.
No worries. I know that, and this is happening like across the country, but they give you guys inspection dates, and normally you just have it inspected by the date, but now you have to have it inspected before the expiration date just so you can hope to get it back, and it takes 3 to 4 months to get the inspection sticker.
We'll call the state and try
That's
that.
not your fault. I appreciate it, Tim. Thank you very much. We're gonna loop around and then we'll come back over.
Well, I'm going to lunch in a second, so hang on a second.
Oh, thank you.
I'm waiting for her. She'll have to send it to me in just a second here, and then I can either print it off, give it to you, or do whatever. But hang on a second.
No worries. Thank you.
You can have a seat. You don't have to stand up.
Well, I've been in the car for a while. I'll stand. Thank you.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just traveling and getting a look at the area. I was here last year.
Oh.
Everyone here was very nice. Were you here last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably didn't meet me, but. Yeah. Hang on. She should be sending it to me shortly here.
What's a better place to vacation, South Berwick or Saco?
What's what now?
What's a better place to vacation, South Berwick or Saco?
Saco's got Camp Ellis on the ocean, so probably I would say probably there.
Have you ever gone on the Windy River?
No.
No? Always kind of wanted to do it, just never found the time to get it done. Let me do this, Tom, because in case it takes her a few minutes, can I just borrow one of your pens? I'll write my email address down. So that way, if it takes her a while, you don't get held up.
No, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. No, do that. No, I'm fine. I want to get you guys after stuff. I want to get it for you.
I don't want to hold
You
you
can
up.
you can take one of my cards, but I can. She should send it to me.
Oh, you guys are busy.
We're just trying to. Having a holiday in the middle of the week screwed us up.
See, I just don't, it's weird because growing up, you have an understanding of what holidays fall in which month and you plan accordingly. And this is a new holiday, so like my brain still hasn't acclimated to the fact that there is a holiday in the middle of the week in June.
Yeah.
But everything's changed. Listen, when you and I were kids, if we failed a test in school, we failed a test, right?
Right.
So we had to study and make sure that when we did the next test, we did better to bring up our grades. Do you know that now if kids don't do well in a test, they can get the same test, bring it home and study, then turn it back in?
Yeah.
It's like, but at that point, like, how much are you helping them?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's no drive to do better on the next one and to improve yourself.
Yep.
Everything's designed to make everything easier for people.
Yeah, certainly it's a crazy world. I'm trying to get ready for a council meeting, and I'll see if let me go down and see if she.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna write my email address. When you get it, just forward it to me. It's not I appreciate your hospitality. Thank you. I'll write my name here. And my email
Oh,
address.
no, here it is right here.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna take this anyways. I already wrote on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can have
Thank
that.
you very much.
Let me make sure that, let me see what that, yeah, so that was done. Apparently I'm getting older and need glasses.
I'm saying
You want to use mine?
The numbers seem to be smaller. So, they certified it on the actual inspection was 1/18/24. You guys recording, getting this?
yeah, it's right there.
Okay, so the actual inspection was on, appears to be on 1/8 inspector, was on 1/18. And the actual transaction where they sent us this and they charged us was 3/11, so actually 3/11 is the,
Month before it was expired, anyways.
yeah. So there's that, you can actually take that right with you.
Excellent.
There's a
Thanks.
copy of it.
I appreciate
Okay?
it. Have a great day, man.
Okay, anything else I can help you
No,
with?
I appreciate it. South Berwick's lucky to have you.
Well,
Tim.
we try to be as open as we possibly can.
I think Elliot could use a lesson.
Anything else we can help you guys with?
No, I
Anything else you want to
appreciate
do?
it.
You have a good
Very
lunch.
kind. This is it. You enjoy your lunch. Have a good
Okay.
meeting. Take
All right,
care.
have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir. Very nice guy. Look at that. See, like, you know, it's that easy. You know, we weren't asking for anything crazy. I was willing to come back another time. He got us the records that we wanted. He had them Brought to us right away. It's really that easy, people.
The film too. We wanted to make sure we had it on.
Yeah, it's that easy. It's that easy.
Check all the doors.
Yeah. Oh, it smells good in here. We're having lunch. It smells good.
Yeah, having lunch.
You guys having lunch? Smells good. Where'd you get? Did you make homemade food or did you get it from somewhere else?
I made it.
You made it. What'd you make?
French onion chicken.
All right, I'm out of here.
Well, hold on, you gotta get the recipe from her because it's so good. It's wicked easy.
Yeah, see, but then the problem is that it's not going to smell the way that it smells now when I'm finished making it.
Your whole house, it's a crock pot meal, so it smells like it all day long.
Then the wife got to do it. She's like the master of all things crock pot and.
Imagine how she'll feel when you bring her home a nice recipe today.
You hear my stomach growling?
All right.
I'll write it down. It's
All right,
secret.
okay,
It's
all right.
secret.
And this could be Brittany's recipe for French onion chicken could become famous. So she's showing off in here. We walk in, the office smells
I know.
wonderful. Did you have some of it?
I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Have you tried it before?
I have. It's really good.
1 to 10.
Oh, I would say it's a 9.
Really?
If you like the flavors, yeah, you gotta try it.
I'm
It's the way
gonna
the crock pot cooks it. You know what I mean?
see this. A lot of pressure on the wife now.
Brittany, I'm going to the fire station. I'll be right back, okay?
Have a good
Sorry,
one.
yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. Oh, you'll have to update us if you liked it.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
I am. And if I bomb it and destroy it, then
You
I will.
can't bomb this.
Okay.
You
All
can't.
right. This is awesome. This is like Elliot really should come here for the day and learn how to customer service. They should. You know what I mean? Because it's just like you see someone with a camera. Like I understand, like if we're yelling at people, being like real rude, but we're being nice, professional. Like there's no reason to yell at us and mistreat us and call the cops. It's you know what I find. It all reflects leadership, right?
Yep.
Tim seems to be doing a good job. So people are happy to be working for him. They're happy to be at work. It seems like everyone over there is like really miserable, and I think it's reflective of the leadership.
Oh, yep.
You know, if people are happy to come to work, they're going to do better at their job.
I like it here.
You know?
You gotta like your job
Yep.
to actually go to work every day.
Yeah.
You know, because we're human, right? If we don't like something, we're not gonna just keep.
I got to tell
going
you,
with it, right?
when I go, I can't stand going to work because my boss, huge a-hole.
Yeah.
I'm self-employed, so
But he can be a nice guy sometimes.
just to like other people. I never treat my employee, which is myself, well.
Wow. He was part of the policing community.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's one chapter I didn't know about you.
Yeah, I gotta back them. I'm really excited, to be honest with you, about this recipe too, because we got the crock pot. We've been doing that thing, and what she made? Oh, she made buffalo chicken enchiladas. I didn't realize anything could be an enchilada, so we went down that rabbit hole. Yeah. Because I've always I used to work in the restaurant business, started in scratch cooking, so I make these like big, elegant, fancy, like well prepared and executed meals, and then you throw something in a crock pot. Half the time, you don't even have to watch over it, except for the prep work and following the directions. It comes out tasting better than anything I could make.
Well, you know, toast and grilled cheeses ain't really big meals. You know what I mean?
See, but there's an art to grilled cheese. Like, for example, I used to take the pieces of bread, put the cheese on it, put them, each bread separately, I put it in the toaster oven. And that was my favorite way to make the grilled cheese. And my wife she puts the butter in the pan, she cooks it. And there's a huge difference even with the grilled cheese, which is my whole point.
It's always better when somebody else makes it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Enjoy your lunch. Have you have you tried her French onion chicken yet?
I have not.
I'm hearing about this French onion chicken, and I'm like, so enjoy your lunch.
Hey,
Thank you.
Have you tried her French onion chicken yet?
yes, I have.
Is it a
You guys
10?
want a tour? You want me to show you some places?
No, go to your thing. We're fine. We're
No,
just
no,
grabbing
no,
a recipe.
I
All right,
wanna
we'll go for a tour. She's.
Come on for a tour. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try this. Get back to you. And really, shame on you for not trying the French onion chicken.
What do you want to see? Show
Whatever
me
you want to show us. We're loving everything we see so far. Take care. Thank
some-
you.
So this is code.
Here we go, Pete.
This is going to be. This is the finance and HR office of the assistant town manager. And there these are some guys from the Freedom of Access Information stuff. They're
How we
just
doing?
filming.
I mean,
This is
that
Jen
looks
Janelle, the
delicious
assistant town
too.
manager.
Chicken Caesar salad.
And so one of the things you can show on your thing is we're trying to get a new renovation for this building because as you can see, we're all crammed in tight office spaces.
I agree with that.
We make it looks nice, but there's a lot with the roof leaks, the windows don't work. So,
Okay.
and you can see we don't have a lot of, so this is the assistant town manager's office, and what you see, she doesn't have, there's no confidentiality. So she does personnel meetings, she has to come in my office and use my space to close the door and so
Did you guys put in for
Come up on my-
a budget change, an override for it?
Well, we're trying. We're trying, but it's expensive. So this is assistant town manager, finance, and the human resources and taxes. That's what they do here. So I don't know if there's anything.
Well, but you know, you bring up a great point. When you have taxes, human resources, and assistant town manager doing personnel, those are the
Thank you.
three offices, thank you, that require the most isolated areas. Kind of all working out of each other. That's tough.
This is I'm doing a freedom of access information. These guys are freedom of press reporters, so they're just doing a tour.
Oh, okay.
This is the assessing office, and you can see the assessor's got a lot on her plate, and the assessing assistant. We're currently going through a re-evaluation of the rates and everything. So they're going through all that, but this is where she figures out all the taxes, all the tax rates, and all that stuff, and answers all those questions. And as you see, they're busy doing a lot of stuff. And again, so when someone comes in to meet with the assessor, it's a wide open office. There's no private space. So if you're coming in to talk about your taxes,
Yeah.
and you want to discuss a personnel matter about your private matter about your taxes, it's not a closed. She doesn't.
Was this an old school? Is
Yeah.
that what it was? Why the setup's so
It's a
strange?
100-year-old school. Yeah.
We've been to a lot of these where
I mean,
I say it
this-
in all these places. You guys need a bigger place.
Well,
Well, the space is-
There's no wall separating
We
offices.
have
There's no,
information
like-
on the table outside of the office regarding the last updated value, as well as the commitment list, which lists all of the properties in South Berwick and the taxes that they paid in the owner as of April 1 last year. A new book comes out every single year, so it's all out there for everybody to see. We have a lot of information online too.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Come on
feel
this
free,
way
and
up.
if you have any
Appreciate it.
questions on the side, if you go home and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I have a question about XYZ, you can just email or call anytime,
Awesome.
okay?
Very nice. When's the last time you guys had an override? Have you had one recently?
Override? Do you mean a revaluation?
I guess. Yeah. All right. So revaluation.
We're doing it now.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
we're
doing it
doing
now.
one right now. It's a little bit more than a 2-year project. The last one we did was 20 years ago.
Good for you. So I just ran for select board and where I'm from, right? And they did 2 overrides, reevaluation. They did 2 of them in 1 year. So I started digging into it, and I'm like, this just doesn't make a lot of sense. They still haven't like they still are over budget from an override that they did 20 years ago, and they're consistently asking the taxpayers for more and more money. And I was like, it's really
Are you
simple.
from Maine?
No, I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh, I was going to say, sounds like terms and processes that are not the same.
Well, it's issues with the assessing department. It's issues with, I think they don't grow with the time. But my whole point is that with less access to material and a more constricted space, you're doing something that you're, by data have only done like once every 20 years. You're managing it. So I think that in contrast, they should look at giving you more money, because if you're able to do what you're able to do with what you have, and most other municipalities are unable to do that. I mean, reevaluations have to be pretty consistent, especially in this area.
Every state's a little different, and you're right. You're 100% right. But in Maine, it's a requirement at least every 10 years. We went over that, and you're right. Money is a big issue.
Yeah.
Being able to have the staff and to be able to supervise that, and the cost of it is certainly a factor.
It seems like you
But in
manage
New
the
Hampshire, it's
finance
every
as
5
well.
years.
So
So every
I'm-
state's a little different.
Right, our fight here, our challenge here is, so our school budgets, our school budget's incorporated into our municipal budget, but we don't have control over it. It's a private school,
Board
it's a
of,
regional
Board of
school,
direct- right.
school unit.
It's a separate.
Yeah, it's a separate entity, but
Right.
it's incorporated within our budget. And so the school budget is 70%, but we don't have control over it. So we only control 30% of the budget, but the taxpayers have to approve 100% of it. And ours is only 30%, the school's 70%. So if we only go up 500,000 and the school goes up 5 million, even if I was to not go up 500,000, the school goes up 5 million. It doesn't make a difference.
Well, it's like drilling holes in a canoe and trying to plug them before it sinks.
Right. It just, we don't have any control. All we do is write the check. We write a check every month to the school system from our bank to pay for their school system. 700.
Why don't they annex and run off a trust?
It's a state law. That's how they do it by state.
Every
Really?
state's a little different, yeah.
Well,
Yep.
come on, we'll let them go to work.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. That's interesting.
So the reason this is locked, this is clerk backside of the clerk's office, and that's where the cash draws are.
Gotcha.
So we keep that locked. You got to see that? Do you want to see
No,
that?
no,
That's,
thank you.
that's the only
Appreciate
thing that's
it.
in there is the clerk and the
We
assistant.
stopped in to make our way to
We
you.
generally keep that locked because there's two cash draws in there. So
Yeah.
and this is the worst of the worst. This is our break room and our kitchen, right beside the door that goes to all the cash and the money. And so imagine that you come in here and get your lunch and you're warming it up and someone's going to the bathroom because it's an old school.
Right.
So
And they have to kind of migrate and go to different places because
well,
there's not like.
so we don't. This is our break room. We don't have a lunchroom,
Right.
so to speak. So it's an old building. We're trying to get. We figure we're working through the process of trying to get it renovated now. But again, taxes are high and people don't want to spend a lot of money. And we don't know how much it's going to cost. That's we got an engineering firm doing a.
Plus, it's you're renovating 100-year-olds. Like people see how big the building is, and they think, well, unless you completely gut the place
Right.
and rebuild it to spec, there's not a lot you can do to work to manage the space. It's just not built
So a
for
lot
that.
of the space isn't usable right now. So for instance, let's go take I'll show you. So
Thank
come
you.
back. Now we're back on the main hallway. But if you look, here's the front entrance. But this is all closed off because the plaster is falling off the front of it.
Okay,
So it's closed off. because-
It's a liability.
Yeah, we can't use this because the plaster's falling off the front side of the building, right? So then people think, well, it's such a big building, there's only so few of you, but you see all the offices are crammed into one spot.
Right.
So
Yeah, they're not even offices,
Let's do-
they're petitioned on, right? Without-
Right.
Without
Yeah,
law.
so you got 3 people and you got, there's no room, so like mine is split between mine and my assistant was off today. So you saw the code office, there's 3 offices in one room. And here, there's 3 offices in the code, in the clerk's office. You saw in the assessing, there's 2 offices virtually in the assessing room.
Right.
And in the last room, you've got the assistant town manager, you got the finance director, and you got the HR.
All this real estate, but virtually nothing to do with it.
Right, and so then you end up with, this is the general assistant's office. My assistant does that, but she only goes in there when she has a customer. Do that. So we'll go up and I'll show you the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is an old auditorium that everybody loves, and they want us to keep it. It's got no air conditioning, but it does. It's got manual air conditioning. And so like tonight, we're supposed to have a planning board meeting up there, but we can't because it's so hot. Just can't. We got 7 little
Can
air
you
conditioners.
apply for a Fed grant?
We're working on it. Before we do anything, we got to have a design concept. So that's what we're working on right now is a design concept.
Okay, yeah.
But I just want to show you the public thinks, well, geez, they're really overkilling this building. So up here, we got this whole kitchen, and again, nobody comes up here to use it because it's on the 3rd floor,
Right.
right?
Right.
So downstairs, if someone takes a crap in the break room while you're getting your lunch, then you got to take your lunch to your own office and eat at your desk. This is the only kitchen we really have in the building.
Right.
And I can see, yeah, like you said, the manual ACs,
Yeah.
that doesn't really do nothing in the space.
Oh, for this much square footage, that's gonna not even make a dent.
Shut that.
Doesn't even
So then,
touch it.
what you have, let me go turn on the light. So this is supposedly, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 air conditioners running in here, and you can see it doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make it.
Even
No.
with the shades pulled.
Yep.
And so this is technically the council chambers, and where we do our voting. Let me turn on some lights for you so you can get a picture.
I mean, it's a beautiful building, but I just want to give you guys a little bit of an example, right? So, and then I'll explain my experience. We have an AC here, we have an AC there. Okay, now I'm standing 4 feet in front of the AC. I can barely feel it, right? So the temperature in here right now has to be about 80 degrees, and because it's high up, it's humid. They got a humidifier going. They got another AC over here.
80 degrees.
Is it 80?
80 degrees.
And then they have another one there, another one there.
Yep.
So, and then they have the humidifiers to help with the humidity, but it's not helping. The ceilings are really vaulted. So I want to give you a little bit of perspective, what you're dealing with, right? We went into a town next door, and for the same behavior, like we're not mean people, we're not running around acting poorly, right? We're just doing our thing. We're mistreated. Police get called on us. We get harassed and assaulted, and they have everything that they need. This gentleman here, Timothy, is the town manager here, and he has gone out of his way. He was about to go to lunch to get the paperwork we needed right then and there. Every single one of his staff has a smile. He took time from his lunch break. Someone else took time from their lunch break to write us a recipe for what they had on their lunch break, and they don't have what they need. This is a problem, right? Now the school's insulating 70% of their budget. They're trying to get by, and you guys are going to see this building from the outside, and you're going to say, well, be imaginative. Look at all the real estate that you have. Buildings that were built 100 years ago were not designed to deal with modern technology. I mean, if you just talk about the levels of computers and IT that's in this building and the infrastructure it takes to keep that cooled down, their systems are cool while they're hot. Towns like this that are doing a great job, they need the help. You know, and it's hard to manage anything when they have this level of... People need to get involved more, is my point. It's hard. I mean, you have people that are this happy to work for their town. Give them decent conditions. You have all this real estate and virtually nothing that they can do with it.
So I do want to point out one of the things that I want to show you. What's his name?
Randy.
Randy. And what's your name?
Josh.
Josh.
Pleasure to meet you,
Call me
Tim.
Tim.
Very
Tim.
nice to meet you.
Tim. Just Tim. So one of the things we did that I think is really unique here is when the new town clerk took over, she just took over in January, we made this little banister with flowers on it. She conducts wedding ceremonies right up here. She'll do wedding ceremonies, so we set that right up here, and people can get married right here, and we're their witnesses. So if people come in, they want to get a marriage license, they can actually get married right here.
That's nice.
And we do that, do a little ceremony right here, and for like a couple bucks, we get them a little cake and do stuff for them, so, you know.
So above and beyond.
Yeah, trying to help out the citizens.
Now you got all this other stuff you have to worry. You got budget constraints, being able, like you're having a hard time right now just giving your employees acceptable accommodations, but you're still going above and beyond for small things just like cakes and stuff for people getting married.
So we do things like, I send out birthday cards and anniversary cards to all the employees, make sure they feel welcome, and make sure so that when the public comes in, you folks, and anybody else, that you feel welcome in our facilities. Because that's what South Berwick and we want our town to be about. That you're welcomed here. You know, we don't care who you are, what you are, you're welcomed here.
You know, it's very, very, how long have you been here?
I've only been here for 2 years.
2 years. Okay, so you were here last time I came.
Come on, I want to show you some other stuff. Well, so any more questions about this up here?
No? No?
So you see what we're restricted by. So the issue is for us, and I'm going to show you the chart on the wall. The issue for us is, like I said, of 100% of the budget, 30% of it's only mine.
Right.
70% is the school. So if we take and we don't, we print paper on both sides, let's say, to save $1, the school goes up $5 million or $2 million. Doesn't make a difference what I save. The taxes are going up because of the school.
Right.
And we're struggling to get, and so even with, I'm running 5, 6, 7 air conditioners.
80 degrees, humid, and I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's hot up here.
Sweating.
It's hot up here. And this is where we have to hold our public meetings. Let me show you something else. So, and again, the public looks at this and says, oh my God, you guys got all these, all this space, and you want a new building, or you want money to renovate. And so, one of the things we do, Josh, is we post our budget right here. This is last year's budget. And there you see the school department right there. So there's the school. there's the town, and there's the county. So when you're coming up here, and in the section of blue, pays for what? Pays for all of this right here.
So in your budget, 30%, fire, police, transfer, code enforcement, recreation, planning. I mean, that's insane. So you're getting hit with all the consequences as being part of that budget. Now, most places, it would make a lot of sense to say, let's annex the school. They're regional. Let's give them their own budget managed by a board of trustees. And then and once we do that, we can insulate the town. We can start getting more grant money. And then as soon as that happens, it won't happen the next year, but over the course of 4 or 5 years, people will see, holy smokes, our taxes are dropping. We're becoming more self-sufficient.
But they won't do that. In Maine, it's a state law that it's run this way, unfortunately. So let me show you the downstairs real quick.
Unfortunately, he said.
That it is. That's ridiculous.
Of course it is.
The only places that are doing well and things like that are places that have huge tourism. Kittery, Saco, Kennebunkport. It doesn't matter for them because they have a ton of taxes flowing in.
So this is the downstairs of the downstairs. Though I have to heat the whole building, this is the only piece of work that is usable right here. So this is, we had upstairs. This is our first floor meeting room. This is the only meeting room I have in the whole building. This is it. This is the only meeting room I have.
It's the only place that's even kind of cooled. That's because it's underground.
Right. So this is our meeting room, this is our training room. If they do want to have a private lunch, they can come down here. But so I was showing you the assistant town manager's office that had that split wall.
Right.
All her interviews for like when she's doing interviews for hiring or doing personal valuations and stuff like that, all have to come downstairs. So she's got to pick all her
So
stuff
she has to stop what she's doing,
Yeah.
come all the way downstairs,
And
go
set up
all the
down
way
here.
back up.
Yeah, and then get all this and then take everything back upstairs when she goes because she can't do it up there. So people don't understand why we're trying to get the building renovated for operational.
Well, it's
like-
efficiency. I mean,
Right.
you run a town, so
Right.
if you're saying that maybe 3 times a day she has to go up and down the stairs, that's maybe 25 minutes, right? And then that's 25 minutes of increased productivity she could have if she was doing something else and she wasn't having to do that.
So all of our meetings, like budget meetings, I have to come down here, I have to pick all the budget stuff up, bring it down here, come down here and present it down here. Because this is the only place we can have our meetings, other than the big meeting room you saw upstairs.
Basically, every move you make in here is more than one step. It's,
Absolutely.
several steps to get to that point, and then once you get to that point. there's
How many
steps in front of you.
How many schools are in the regional school system? Like how many towns does that cover?
2, just us and Elliott.
Okay.
So there's Marshwood High School, which is in our town. The junior high school is in Elliott. There's an elementary school in Elliott, and then we have a middle school, Grey Works Middle School, and then we have Central School across the street, the elementary.
And you're twice the size as Elliott, right?
Yes.
It's about twice the size of them?
Yeah.
See, like, you gotta listen to it this way, folks. Imagine, like, for example, your friend has a jacuzzi, right? And they live across the hall from you, and they're always using the lights. And then you get your bill, and you say, "Well, this is kind of high. I don't use any lights." And you realize that you're paying for your neighbor's apartment to keep the lights on, and that's basically what it's like. Has anyone challenged the state on the law?
No.
Is it one of those things that just doesn't matter? It's not going to change.
No one's ever challenged it. I brought it up before the state legislators, but
Yeah, but that's.
they tell me to go sit back in my office and
Right,
shut my mouth.
one.
But it doesn't work.
So here's one of the things that happened, I'll show you. You talk about the elevator, okay? We know the elevator needs repair. It's not perfect, it's an older elevator, it doesn't line up with the floor exactly. We have notices up there.
Yep.
We gotta have the building, we know there's the roof leaks, so this used to be the old police station, which wasn't big enough, obviously, so they built a new police station, on 236 coming up. And we vacated this, and right now we just use this for storage. So I'd been here about a year ago, and I'd been here only about a year, and the boiler people came in and said, "Hey, both your boilers have gone." And I said, "Well, gone where? What happened?" And they said, "They're rusted out and they're leaking." Well, they didn't just rust out overnight, right? Well, they haven't been doing maintenance here for 20 years. So we lost both boilers. Well, that cost me $80,000 that I didn't have in the budget to have to spend to put in new boilers because the previous manager didn't do any, got discouraged.
It
and
sounds
said,
like he left you with a.
Yeah.
yeah, well, he got discouraged and he said, "Ah, screw it. Nobody else cares. I'm not going to care."
Right.
So now I ended up having to put in 2 brand new boilers in the town hall that's 100 years old,
Holy crap, yeah.
and that cost me, you're looking at $80,000 right there, boys.
Unbelievable, huh?
And so now, here's the question, and rightfully so, right? You come in, you say to me, Tim, I'm a taxpayer in your town. I'm really concerned because if you're gonna renovate this building, are they gonna tear these out and throw these away? So we're working with the architect to say, let's have as much cost saving as we can and reuse everything.
And
including
transplant
the
it.
boilers.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
just to keep these in, but here's, so they, in 1996, they put in the other boilers that were removed. And they were supposed to go to all hot water baseboard heat. Because these are all, the system we have is steam. But in an effort to save money, they only put in the boilers and they didn't convert the radiators to hot water, they left them as steam. So these are converted boilers to steam. They're hot water boilers that get converted to steam, which costs extra money. So now what we gotta do when we wanna renovate the building, we wanna change all the old steam pipes to hot water pipes so that we have the appropriate cost saving features to do it right, so the boilers run right and the heating system runs right. And this is the stuff I gotta put up with, you know.
So it's like you run into one problem, you deal with it, and you turn around to be confronted with arguably a bigger problem.
Absolutely, and then on top of that, people say, well, my taxes. I know, but I'm only 30% of the budget, folks.
Right.
And I still have a problem. So while they're fixing this, they come get me and they said, hey, the oil tanks are all rusted out too, because the building's so old and it's got moisture in it. So I had to replace all 3 oil tanks for $30,000, $10,000 a piece.
That sounds like life, man. It's like the little guy takes the
But
biggest piece.
so the problem I follow though is the taxpayer gets angry because why do my taxes go up? And they're things that I can't control. I'm trying to tell them, your school, the boilers, the rusted oil tanks.
Well, it's a school that's not in your control,
School is
and then
not.
it's everything that's been
Yeah.
left to decay for somebody else.
Absolutely.
But then you get the blame because you're the new guy and you come in and it's easier to blame.
We'll go back up this way.
Like boilers rusted over the 2 years that you got here.
Like cleaning up a mess, right?
So I'll show you.
Is that what
So
they
now
got
this
to
is the
do?
old-
To clean up the mess, right?
Right, so this is the old police station. And I'll show you this because I'll explain to you, I'll take you up, I want to show you what we're. You guys thought you were just going to come in and walk through the building, you didn't know you were going to get the whole grand story.
This is great though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is what they call the old police station. This was their kitchen. You'll see as we walk through what it looked like.
Holy crap, right?
So that was an old bathroom. That's just the water main where it comes in.
Okay.
So this is, none of this is used anymore except for some storage.
This is pretty.
So that was the old dispatch center. And you can see we got some storage file here.
Wow.
And then that's the back entrance, the back stairwell. So one of the things you gotta see, now look at how the concrete's all cracked here. And then if you come up here and look,
Oh, yeah, it's even
water's
worse.
leaked in here for years.
Oh.
Leaked in around here every spring. Leaks in, you can see it right there. Comes in, it cracks the concrete, raises the floor.
And it's leaking their exposed wires.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
we're trying to get this all fixed. And this is the old police station. Just an old store, these are old storage rooms, old offices. So this is all vacant now, but the problem is, I still have to heat this
Yeah.
in the wintertime,
Yeah.
Because if you
right?
don't,
And so now, cost of heating those new boilers
An entire
in
floor.
the old system, right?
this doesn't jive.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No,
You
it
see?
doesn't make
So
sense at all.
none of this, what I want you guys to understand is, so when people get mad about their taxes, they come in and they see me and they say, Tim, I'm mad about my taxes. And I say to them, I'm mad about your taxes too. I'm mad that here we are, we're sitting here in a 100-year-old building and no one's had any thought process to try to make this better, more efficient, with a limited amount of budget numbers,
Yeah.
and that we're paying 70% of the school system. I agree. I'm mad about
What
the
about
taxes.
on the next town meeting? And I'll help you out. I'll invite people because I got 200,000 followers. People will
Yep.
come and say hi. What about one of the next town meetings or something similar? We have the residents come do the same thing that you and I did. We show them everything.
Well, we've already done that. And I made a video just like you did right here. So you know a video of when, like if you take a tour of a house, if you're going to sell a house.
Right.
We did that and we put that on our website. That's on our website. And so we're trying to get a new building. Well, not a new building, we're trying to get this renovated. and trying to be conservatively cost effective at the same time. Because I understand the taxpayers got to pay the money, you know, but they don't. So we put that video on, and we're trying to get them to come through and see the building. And they're always invited to come in and tour the building. We'll let them. I don't have the staff to tour them, let them tour day by day, but certainly.
We set up a specific date. I'm around. I'm sure he's around. I got some other people. We can walk everyone floor by floor and show them exactly what you're dealing with, because it's easy to say something and hear something and accept it, but I don't understand what you're going through until you bring me to where they have town meetings and I'm sweating from the brow.
Right, and this is the old, it's locked, they keep recreation stuff in. No, it's not. So there's the old, that's, believe it or not, was the old jail cell.
This is the one jail cell?
This was an old one, the old jail cell.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And there was a different door with a window. This was the intercom they talked to them through.
Oh, you know what? Here, hold this for a second.
Oh, yeah, let me. Criminal 36912.
It is criminal. It's criminal that this is what they have to deal with. They can't get like any renovation. So I want to make sure I take my mug shot.
So, well, we're not sure. We're trying. That's what I'm saying. We're trying. So let me take you up and show you. Where we're at now, so you guys can see. Sorry, I can see. Let me take you up and show you from here on out. So, what are we doing to make this better? Right? We got to figure out what are we doing to make this better. How can we solve this? So one of the things we did, get out here.
Thank you.
Is we hired an architect company last year to come in and look at the building and give us a price to say, how much would it cost to renovate this versus build new? So they said 11 million to renovate, about 5 million to build new. And so we took it to the taxpayers, and the taxpayers, come on, go back to the office. See that elevator? That's what it does. God bless her heart. So we took it to the taxpayers. Taxpayers said, we don't think that's enough information. We need more accurate numbers. So we put another RFPQ, request for proposal and qualifications, to another architecture company to come in and do a better design and take a look at this and say, give us some options that are conservatively cost effective. How can we do this so it's cost effective to the taxpayers? Just close that door because the air conditioning is on. Alright, so what we did is we hired a new architect company, and here's what they proposed. Now I'm going to show you, see if you can set this up so you can get this. You'd be able to.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Let me get by these papers. So, in an effort to make the project work, this is the existing first floor plan where we were downstairs, okay? And this shows you that was the meeting room we went in, and this was the old police station and so forth. So what we did is we said there are a lot of interior walls that can't be moved. They're the brick walls, they're the support walls. That was the big cost with the $11 million. So we said, can you make the spaces work for us where we could move all the offices for efficiency that the public needs instead of using the elevator onto the first floor, put administration on the second floor. So what we're going to do is we're proposing, this is the old plan, the new plan. So going downstairs, starting in the meeting room where we would put the assessor's office here. Then where the bathroom was, there would be a kitchenette. Then where the old kitchen was, the police department, those two offices, we'd make that the code enforcement office from up here. We would open this hallway wide open. We would make this a conference room with a public toilet. And then this whole section would become the clerk's office. So everything you need for the for the most part, for the public,
Be on the first floor.
would be in the first floor. You could come in, go down the handicap ramp, You'd have the assessor's office would all be here, all their stuff. You'd have the code enforcement here and the clerk's office here with a queue area where they could wait with a new vault area because the vault we have is full. Then this is the existing second floor where we are here today. This shows you're here with me right now in my office, okay? That's the elevator where we come up. This shows you the current plan. And this shows you how the offices are all divided up and all split up. So what we would do with that is the new second floor, right out here there'd be secure doors. They'd make public bathrooms here. That little office would become a storage area. This would be secure doors. It'd be open for the daytime for the public. So where the clerk's office is now, we'd make that the new town council chambers. My office would stay the same. I just want my door here because this way here, I'm not interrupting my assistant when she's in private meetings. Remember I showed you the GA
Right.
general assistant?
Yeah.
So when she does general assistance, she needs to have privacy because people are talking about their
Personal things. Yeah.
personal
Yeah.
hardships, okay? So we got to have her go do that over there in like a little closet because she can't do it here because my office door goes into her office, so I
Right.
can't go out here. You know, you go
Without
in there to meet with her and
interrupting.
say, listen, I'm having a hard time in life, and I come traipsing through and going to the
Right.
copier and coming back. So I'm going to move my office door here and put hers there so that I don't interrupt her doing. That's the only change here. The assistant town manager would go where the code office is. There'd be a full wall there, so she'd have her privacy.
Yep.
We'd have the community development and the storage office on the other side. Then this would be the council chambers. The HR office lady would have her own office. The finance lady would have her own office. And this would become our conference room where it would be all set up. And then the third floor, what we would do on the third floor is we would keep everything the same except put air conditioning, new windows, redo this office space, redo the bathrooms and the stairwells, and redo the break room and make this a storage room for the janitor with a sink. So that's what we do. So all of this we're hoping will cost around, we're trying to get estimates right now, hopefully around $5 million is where we're looking to come in.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
And to be, instead of the 11 million, the 5 million, well, hang on, I want to show you some more stuff. So this is the conceptual drawings of what the downstairs would look like. So looking down the hallway, that's what the clerk's office waiting area would look like compared to what's down there now.
I mean, night and day.
Right. Exactly.
And this is looking down the hallway to the clerk's office, right? What it would look like. And that's the clerk's waiting area. And then this would be the actual clerk's office itself inside where it's all would all be organized. So that's what we're hoping for. And we're hoping to take this to the public with cost savings, if we can get the cost savings down, and we're hoping to get it to them in November. So kind of give you an idea, you know, we're trying to, amongst everything else we're doing, we're trying to find a solution to make it better
Oh,
for
absolutely.
the employee staff because, let's face it, right, they're here 40 hours a week. So if you're gonna come here, you might as well be happy coming to work. You gotta be a little.
I was just saying that in the last place we was at. You need to like to go to work where you're working.
Absolutely.
If you don't, you don't.
Right.
The progress in the process of the day is, you know.
And I try to, my goal, my number one is certainly take care of the town, the citizens. And my other goal is take care of my staff. If I take care of
Absolutely.
my staff does a good job, then
They're
everybody
gonna be
benefits.
happy here. They're gonna
Yeah.
be pleasant.
Well, you can
for
tell.
the public, and you know.
So,
I was telling him in the other office, Elliot, that people are miserable. The town administrator, from what I know and from the encounters I've had with him, miserable, right? And I was a district manager for a lot of big restaurants chains. I understand it comes from the top down, and you come in here and people are you can tell that there's a difference. First of all, you hire slow, fire fast. You bring in the people that you want to keep, and then you treat them the way that they deserve to be
Right.
treated. Now you're asking for $5 million. It doesn't seem like a lot. So my question is, what do you need from us? What can the people do to help you?
just put that video up. And
Oh,
just,
it's going
this
up.
video. Just
Oh, it's
show
going
the
up.
people.
It's going
So
up.
the
Complete
people can
unedited.
understand that, you know, because here's what we run in. So some of the people in town said, well, there's no reason you just can't be in the old pharmacy building over here, which is 1/10 the size of this building. I said, well, you don't understand. Like, well, you guys waste all this space, all this wasted. There's not wasted space.
There's no space.
There's
It's
no-
not. It's
there's
not
no
wasted.
space
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't. So we're trying to get the public informed, but more importantly, most importantly is I want, and people think of this, and it's the world today. They think, oh, government waste, town waste. Well, we work very hard at trying to be transparent here, and work very hard at trying to be conservative with the dollar, and spend every dollar as financially well as we can for the public, because people come in, again, we talked about this, and they say, well, I'm upset about my taxes. I'm upset about your taxes too. So right here, you can't see it, but all these notebooks here, so a big thing we had is traffic problems. We don't have traffic lights in town. We need 2 traffic lights, one here and one here. So we hired a company and we got a proposal to do new traffic lights. And it's gonna be an expensive project, but we're gonna get federal funding for it. Right, so let me see, it would be,
I mean, at some point, the federal government's got to
Right.
stand up.
so they would help us. But what I wanna show you is, we did this is proposal number 18.
18.
Okay. I found 17 other traffic studies before me that encompass since 1985. And here we are in 2024. And the roads are exactly the same. So what I try to explain to people is, don't punish me, don't get mad at me, yell at me,
You're not God.
because where your taxes are. They spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on these studies, all here, that have been left on the shelf and done nothing with for the last 25 years. It's not my fault.
Right.
I've only been here 2 years. I'm trying to fix the traffic study. I'm trying to fix the town hall problem.
You
I'm
just
trying to
can't
fix.
snap your finger and get it done.
It costs money,
Yeah.
but I didn't create this. I've been, here you go, fix it. So I'm trying to fix it.
Well, it's sink or swim, right? If you do a great job, then they get the credit for hiring you, and if it doesn't
Right.
quite work out, now let me ask you a question. Are you a firefighter?
I'm a retired firefighter.
Retired firefighter.
Yeah, retired
So
fire chief.
you spent your life in public service.
Mm-hmm.
You retired from saving people's lives. You get back into public service, and now you're enriching people's lives. And after all this public service, all you're asking for is a little bit of help from the public.
$5 million. A little bit of help.
You know,
Well, that's little nowadays.
That's
If
pe-
if you
that's
did that 30
pennies.
years ago, then
But what I want you to see is, first off, we're transparent here, and we're not trying to hide anything. I'm happy to show anybody everything. I tell people, public come in, I'll say, you want to sit at my computer? I got projects you can do. If you want to sit there and look at my computer, go ahead. I got plenty of stuff you can do.
As long as you know
But-
what you're doing.
But there's nothing here. This is the public's building, and it's in terrible shape, and we're trying to make a public building. I got ideas of, at the same time, I'd like to redo the front yard, make it a nice little
Yeah,
central
yeah.
park,
Right,
redo
right.
the lighting in the parking lot so it's safer for the public, and it's stuff like that. So
can we set up something, and I can work with you to do it, where the funds can go directly to the town, whether it be some sort of farmer's market or whether we have like a game day, people come to meet
I
us.
can't. It's illegal in the state of Maine for municipalities to get donations. I can't.
Are
do
you
that.
serious?
Yeah, we can't do that. Same like with the police department and so forth. So no, just if you reach 200,000 people, if people are following, they'll see the link. That'll help me out. That's. But you can see. So look at my project board, right? And look at this for a second, Josh. I'll show you. So look at the stuff that's on here, right? Downtown revitalization, staffing positions, traffic plan and DOT, land use ordinance updates, ordinances, policies updates. Everything needs to be updated. We need to be updated.
Boy, they put you right in the
So-
midst of
Well,
everything that
I took the
needed to be
job.
done,
I
huh?
took the job. So trash
I'm glad you
recycling.
did.
I got a recycling center. Look at it. I'll show you this. I got a recycling center. And it's not a very good picture, so you have to bear with me. But I got a recycling center. Okay. Don't me. So in 1985, we had a population of 1,500 people here.
How many do you have now?
They built a transfer station. Okay.
How many residents do you have now?
They built a transfer station in 1985 for 1,500 people.
Okay.
And this is what it is. So it's not very clear. You drive in this way, and you have to come around the queue or the building. You stop here. People walk down here to bring their cardboard. You come up, you park here, you have to throw your trash here. Paper, cardboard goes there. Household waste goes there, and then cardboard and plastic go here. So people are walking by. Everybody has to back in, back out, and they leave. This was designed 1985 for 1,500 people. today we have a population of 8,000. It hasn't changed.
Wow.
I'm trying to do a project. So I have this project in the midst that we would move the buildings around so cars would come in, they drive up this way, drop your trash, household stuff, debris, drive around this way. This is the leaves and the brush and the leaves. You do that and drop off your plastic and your cardboard and leave that way. So it'd be one circle thing, much safer. It's going to take me a couple of years to get it done. So we're working on that. So.
Looks like you got some cleaning up to do around here.
Well, and small project, but we do it every day, right?
It makes you mad too.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me mad. And there's two things that make me mad. Primarily, if he was standing here, right, and he was screaming at me and yelling at me and acting completely unprofessional, this video would get 150,000 views easy. But he's fixing up his town. He's doing the right thing. He has the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Gettysburg Address on his wall. He's a retired public servant of how many
35 years.
35 years. Now, and
The railroads.
because he's doing a good job, less people are going to watch, right? And that's
Yep.
the real problem.
So here's the kicker of all this. Let me show you this. All right. Here's the kicker of all this. Have you ever been shown a municipal budget before?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they easy to understand? Not generally.
After you can find the layout after you've read a couple of them.
Yeah, after you read a couple of
Right.
them. But would you be able to understand it?
Probably not.
There's the problem. If you can't open this book and look at the budget and say, I understand that, Tim, I didn't do it right. That's my personal feeling on it, okay? So this is last year's budget anyway, okay? I'm going to just show you one thing. This is how we do our budget sheets, okay? What we do is we show you the whole history, and then we show you what was 21, 22, 22, 23. This is the budget. This is actual expenditures at the time, what we're asking for, and the net difference. You can follow that, right?
Yeah.
Pretty simple. So last year was 183,000. Year to date we spent 39,000. So then they're asking for $183,020 and it went down $80, right? That's pretty easy to follow. And that's the way the whole budget is. You can follow the whole budget right through.
Okay.
Usually it doesn't look like that.
Okay? Very simple. But then you say to me, oh, well, geez, Tim, I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's look at our expense report sheet. Here's the whole budget right here. Here's the whole cheat sheet right here. So this tells you the 23rd budget, tells you what I was asking for in 24, what we're looking to be funded, tells you the amount, the increase in expenses, less increase in revenue, the additional amount from taxpayers with a 7.5% increase, justifies everything. But you got to understand one thing. That 7.5% is on 30% of the total 100% of the budget because the
Right,
school department is
70%,
70%.
right.
But there's the budget right there. So can you tell me, what's his name?
Randy.
Randy. So Randy, can you tell me how much more we're asking for the library last year? So
I can when I put my glasses on.
put your glasses on. Okay. So Randy, have you ever seen my budget before?
Nope.
Okay. So the library, how much did we fund the library in 23?
191,000.
How much are we asking for 24?
230,000.
What's the difference?
39,000.
Now ask me what that's for.
What is it for?
So what that was simply for was we funded two positions, one for the daytime reading program for kids and the other one for adult learning. We funded two part-time positions for a total of 39,000. Plus there's a little bit of cost in there for utilities and so forth. But that was to increase the reading for the school kids and adult learning at the library. We have almost 3,000 people a month use our library. We needed to put the right staff in there.
Right.
Problem is the town's grown for 8,000 people. Town's grown 666% in 30 years, and the staff's grown by 12%. There's the problem.
Yeah,
right?
there's a big problem.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
So incrementally,
And competitive waging with the budget
Right.
constraints that you have. You
we're
can't
trying
offer
to
as
we're
much.
trying to incrementally put it up, trying to move the staff up, move different staff. But all my budget, everything I do here, is completely transparent. From wanting the reconstruction, renovation of this building to my budget, whatever you want to see, whatever we do here is transparent.
So I mean,
That's the
well,
whole tour.
You've made it as transparent as possible, but
Right.
it's the whole lead the horse to water, right? You
Right.
can. There's only so much you can do. You can go 90%, Tim, but you need someone else to go that other 10%.
Yeah, and the problem is, so unless something happens, the public goes to work every morning, comes home every night, takes their kids, goes to soccer, goes to hockey, goes to dance, does all that stuff, and unless there's something blocking the road, they just assume we're doing our jobs. You know,
Yeah, but
and,
you know,
and we're trying, but
See, when you went to school, was there civics? There was civics,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
When I went to school, there was civics. People learned how to be civic-minded. They learned how to be American, and they learned how to take responsibility, right?
Yeah.
That's changed. The whole concept of small community has changed, right? And now we're
Absolutely.
left with these problems, and people are saying, "Oh, why can't we be more civic-minded?" Well, you know what I mean? Like, you want to blame the system, but you're partially involved for its responsibility.
So I dare you, I challenge you. I challenge for you. Go to any other town and see if you can get an hour of the town manager's day to give you a tour of their building and explain to you all their processes. Without getting a pre-prescribed meeting time.
Right.
Just walking in saying, hey, Tim, hey, John, hey.
Oh, the guy over in Elliott grabbed my camera and said it was illegal to film in the building.
It's not, it's a public building.
I mean, you know that, I know that.
That's the way, it's not.
And the people of South Berwick, and I'm not asking, he hasn't said anything negative to me on camera or off camera about this guy. I'm using Elliot as an example because it's adjacent, it's next door, but that was his behavior. This is yours, and he's got what he needs.
He's
Getting the funding he needs. That new security system that's absolutely ridiculous with only one public office that they have.
Mm-hmm.
The security system was like $100,000, ridiculous. And then you're sitting in here doing a good job for the people trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So I just want you, just show the video that we in South Berwick, we're open to the public.
I'm gonna release it tomorrow.
We're open to the public. That's what I can tell you. If people want to come and ask me questions, I encourage you. I encourage the taxpayers to come in. But unfortunately, last year I only had 5 taxpayers come in. And, they had complaints about their taxes. And I explain, when I'm done explaining to them, just the way I just explained it to you, I get the same reaction. Oh, I didn't.
Well, when's your next board meeting? When's the next town meeting?
Oh, we just had the town meeting.
So is it twice a month?
Yeah. So.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to the next one, and I'm going to ask anyone that would like to meet us afterwards, certainly not during the meeting, come down, hang out with us. But I want to invite people to come down and see what I saw and feel what I felt in person, and challenge people to get out of their chairs.
It'd be better to come during the day, because we have the meeting. I would tell people, set a time to come like 3 o'clock. Don't do it on a hot, humid day, because you can see the other. But I would do it then.
That sounds good. I have your card, so we'll touch base and we'll figure out
because,
something.
I do want to say this. The council's been very supportive of my changes in the last 2 years. They really, they've been supportive. They've helped move it. It's not, and the taxpayers have been too. They passed all the budgets, but I'm just astounded at we're so far back that we've got so much to cover, and there's only so much, because then you got a school system that, for us, that has a $50 million school budget, and we've got a $10 million municipal budget. And
Kittery has less than
Doesn't
that.
make any sense.
Kittery has less than that.
do they? I
Yeah.
don't know what they have.
I think it's like 36.
And it's much bigger. Right?
We were just there. Kittery, oh yeah. I mean, it's a tourist spot. I mean, the amount of money that's the problem. The amount of money that they're generating in taxes, they can get whatever they want because they're not inflicted by the school's budget.
Small towns like this just suffer.
Yeah,
It's
and
insipid.
I don't really have a tourist attraction that you can come see, so, but anyway, this is where you got my business card. You're welcome to come to any meetings or anything, but,
Thank you.
thanks for coming in and having an interest in looking.
Yes, sir.
And if you think of any questions or anything, give me a call, and, we're really trying to do a good job for the taxpayer. I don't have my
It
motto.
looks it to me.
But our
That's my
motto
opinion.
is to enhance the quality of life for our taxpayers. If people want to, and I know I'm not saying we have a good school system. We have an excellent school system.
Well, you should for
I don't detract that.
for what you pay for it.
But it's just how much it costs us to have that.
And how, listen, you have to invest in your future, but you can't forget about your past and your present while doing it.
That's right. And people got to understand, taxes are an investment in their community. So amongst all of this, amongst all of this, you know, we try to have a nice community. We got a strawberry festival at the end of the month. You know, like I said, we have a really great library that we have a very active. They build little fairy houses. They have kids reading programs in the summer. So we try to do everything we can. You know.
We finally found a town hall that for we the people.
I found the unicorn is what I found. Not one like
right?
to tell you what. 5 years I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I'm one of the first people out there to do it. I'm one of the originals in this, and I have never 3,000 videos, probably filmed 5,000, thousands of town halls across the country. I've never seen this. So for me in my position as a professional to say that this is the unicorn, that means that they should figure out what they need to do to keep it going that way.
Yeah, I pride myself not on me but on my staff. And you got to meet the staff. We walked into everybody's office. Nobody was, you know, hey, get out of
Everybody
here,
was
nothing like
awesome.
that. Everybody was, you know, hey, how
We gotta change that up, right? Yeah, you say, get out of my damn building. Go ahead.
I won't say that.
He's too nice. He can't do
I
it.
won't because
I don't know,
this is a
people.
public building. And
Very nice.
The public's welcome here.
I
You know, the
appreciate
public's
it.
welcome here.
He mentioned the unicorn, and there he is.
That's the unicorn, Tim.
He doesn't
Tim,
have a thing coming
thank
out
you
of
very
his head,
much.
right?
Okay, guys. Anything else I can show
Good
you?
luck. I'll shoot you my personal information. You keep in contact with me, and if there's anything, you know, even if it's just like there's something you want to get
I'd
out.
like to do I'll tell you if I have is I'd like for you to check back in with me. Say probably let's see. We'll know by September. So the end of August. Check back, and so we can figure out. I'll tell you, we're hoping to have the funding ready to go by the end of August, and then the vote will be in November. So that's when I would tell you, you know, if you want to, you know, follow up with this.
I love to follow up with the progress.
Is to see how we're doing and where we're at.
Absolutely.
So we're proposing it as we go through this right now, and we're hoping that if we can convince the public that, you know, my answer to them is, look, folks, if we don't do this, then what?
Taxes are just going to keep going up.
Well, what are we gonna do with this building? It needs to be repaired. So you
It's co-
can't
it's
you
costing
can't
more
open
than-
some of the windows in this building just because they're stuck.
Right.
The building's so old and
They're warped and
you know, yeah.
settled
And
and
2 or 3 of them have fallen out upstairs. We come in the daytime and we hear the bang and the window falls.
Well, you're just public employees, so you know what? Just let it rot, and when someone gets hurt and they're forced to do something, they'll do something.
But that's the frustration I have.
Right.
I showed you the boilers.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the frustration I have. And not doing your job is not an excuse, and it shouldn't be an excuse because it's taxpayer money. We need to do. Everybody needs to be better, do better, be accountable for what they're doing.
Plus, taxpayers, they love one thing over anything else, right? They love to save money and to lower their taxes. And it's you pay for this now to save later. So you might be paying for this for the next couple of years, but long term, over the course of 8 to 15 years, you're going to start saving all of this money.
So what I found in public government is we love to step over a dollar to pick up a dime.
Right.
And that's a waste
very
of-
true.
And that's the problem, right? So I've never had an opportunity where if I went to the taxpayers and said, this is the best option. It's a little more expensive, but this is why it's the best option to last longer. That they've never ever said, oh, that makes sense, Tim, good, do that.
So let's plan for long term instead
Right.
of
Let's
what's
plan
in
to
front
do
of
it
us
right.
today.
Let's not just band-aid it. But
Right,
a lot of
right.
managers, what they do is they just, I gotta just get something done. I gotta get to retirement, and they just band-aid it. Well, let's not band-aid it, because as you can see, the boilers downstairs, that didn't work. And then somebody's left with fixing all this.
You ever think of running for president?
I couldn't.
I vote for Tim.
Right.
I vote for Tim.
I can tolerate this.
Tim, it was a
Camera
pleasure.
off, I'll tell you something else. No, guys, thanks
Thank you for
coming
your
in.
time. Thank you.
Stop back and visit.
Yes, sir.
Check back with us like the 1st of September. I hopefully to have an update that we're going to take it to
The
election.
next level and
Well,
Before you bring it to meeting, I'll do another story on it.
Okay.
It'll be out tomorrow.
all right.
All right.
All right. Anything else I can help you with?
You have a good day.
So look at that. I just want to show you.
Which office is giving out the $100 bills?
Yeah, that's none of that. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Help you with it? Right here.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. So, this is what one of the projects the library does. The kids build fairy houses. They get all the supplies. The library gets all the supplies donated, and then they bring the kids in. And the kids build little fairy houses.
Cool.
They give them out to the public. So I said last time I saw that project, I said I want one for the town office.
Yeah.
So that's what isn't that cool?
Very
Yeah.
nice. That is.
absolutely.
All right, thanks for
perfect.
coming in, guys.
You have a good one, man. That's
care.
awesome. All right, folks. So South Berwick. You know, I don't love taxes. Okay, I mean,
Nobody likes to.
no one likes to pay taxes. Nobody likes taxes. But if you take what you can with what you get sometimes, and they got a guy that's working real hard to help people, and it doesn't look like he's getting a lot of help. We complain consistently. We make demands, and we hold these people to a very high burden, as we should. But when you get the unicorn, okay, when you get the Tims of the world that are willing to do what they got to do and fix a broken system, I mean, give them some love, you give them some support, you check in, you let them know that they did a great job, and that's the reason I stopped you today.